So in my other video, I talked about how I journal. So if you haven't seen that video, perhaps go to my channel and check that out, because that might make a bit more of a background information before this video. Because in this video, I'm literally just going to show you my current journals and notebooks and how I use them and what I use them for. Whereas the other video gives you a bit more in depth as to why I journal and how I journal and in what journals I kind of do that in. Yeah, so apologise if this gets long and waffly and rambly. I have a bit of a tendency to do that, so sorry. Okay, so I'll just crack on. So this journal I mentioned in my other video. This is a written journal, and I'm not really going to say too much about it really, because you can go and check out the other video. Same with this one, but this one's nearly finished. This is my art journal. And I've kind of done another more explanation in the other video about this one too. Oh, that's really sticky. So go and check that out, and I'll also do an art journal flip video of this soon, so go check that out too. Okay, so they're the ones I've already shown you, so I'll just crack on with ones that you haven't seen. And I have a lot of journals, I really do, and it's kind of, some of them are for getting me through my day-to-day life, helping me to plan, helping me to organise, helping me to process what I'm going through, all my feelings, so through to work stuff. But basically I would say the basis for anything, and it's not really a journal, it's a date keeper. I have a Filofax which I use to put dates and bits in, but I mean it was in the photo of the current journals because I keep it together, so I thought I'd just show you that in case you thought, well, where's the one with this spine? And the photo I'm referring to was on my blog. So that's the kind of the basis of the organisation of my life. So the dates, date planner and what I'm doing in there, and it's really handy pocket size. But what I also have in there is like these these to-do list bits that you can buy, and that's really helpful for kind of keeping myself really organised, and then I take them out and I transfer them into other books as I go along. So this is my work notebook, and it's kind of where I record things that I'm currently working on, ideas for new things. For example, I learnt how to use Quark, so I kind of put that in there, and I use it for to-do lists and ideas for work, and basically I go to networking meetings, so I record. I'm trying to find you something that I can show you, but I mean it's not really exciting, like Basecamp, how you use Basecamp, which is kind of like a software for project managing. But yeah, this is basically kind of anything and everything that's related to work. So my ideas, my inspiration, my to-do list, things I need to know, notes from meetings, anything I need to keep and record and refer back to, it all goes in here. And if you don't know, my husband and I, we own a 1962 pink split screen VW van, hence the cover. So there we go. I got married to my gorgeous husband 5 years ago, and I kind of thought it'd be really interesting to document our kind of, not our lives, because I kind of document that in other ways, through diaries and photographs, which I sort of explained in the last video. But this here is this notebook here is our journal that I decided to keep. I got a photo printed from our wedding into a spiral notebook, and the pages are plain inside. And at the time there weren't many companies around that did this sort of thing, and I think there's loads of companies now, but I'm in the UK, and I got this from Photobox, and I can't remember how much it cost me, as I say, because I got it five years ago now. and I just decided in here that I would kind of record where we were at in our lives and what we did on our anniversaries. So it's literally an anniversary only journal. Anything in here is literally only about what we do on our anniversary and what we do around them. And I stick photographs in, although one of them has fallen out. But on our first anniversary in 2008, I just sort of documented it was traditional was paper or modern was a clock, so kind of like what that means, and like a picture of what we looked like then, but obviously the picture has fallen out. And then I just kind of wrote about what we did and where we were, and I've kept it every year, but I just thought it would be quite nice to do. And for example, I was trying to cover this up because it has our current address in there. But for 2012, I kind of wrote, who was #1 in the charts, because I thought that would be quite useful to know, just to look back on in the future, kind of like from a historical point of view, and the price of a pint of milk and loaf of bread, petrol, who was Prime Minister, that kind of thing. And what I'm covering up there is also our current address, so that we know where we're living, because I thought that was quite interesting, so we could see, and kind of like where my husband currently works, where I currently work, and what we're doing, and that's sort of a bit more personal, so I can't really show you that. But I thought that was kind of quite a nice kind of social, historical record, and perhaps something that our children might enjoy looking back on in future. So there. The next one is just a really small, you can see how small it is, little blank sketch book. And this book is literally for practicing drawing faces. And I don't care, I think it's all in the practice, so I'm going to show you a pretty awful one, to be honest with you. There you go. So I cut a picture out and stick it on one side, and then practice drawing on the other side. And it's pretty awful, I know that, but you've got to practice, haven't you? You've got to learn somewhere, and the more you practice, the better you get. So the likeness becomes, becomes more real. Some are good and some are not so good, and some have got better things about them than others. But as I say, I mean, that one is pretty awful. But they vary in different time periods. So I can kind of document and progress how I've improved. And I think that's really important. So yeah, as I say, that's literally just for practicing drawing faces, and they're all in black and white. None of them are in colour, just to kind of help me improve. I recently read this book, which is called The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. And if you haven't read it, I really do urge you to read it. It's got some really, really interesting things there about how you can improve your life and how you can make your life happier, etc. And I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but one of the things that she implemented in her life was she wanted to kind of record memories and things for her children. So she introduced journals into her life, but then she found that she didn't have the time to keep a full-on journal, so she decided to start a journal where she literally just wrote 1 or 2 lines. And I kind of like that idea because it doesn't take up much time. And she also went on to do a journal with just like a gratitude journal with what she was grateful for in her life, so that she could look back and actually realise that she did have a good life and she was really happy. So I thought that was kind of something that I'd like to take on board and try myself. So this book, and I don't writing it all that often really, because I just writing it when I feel either truly happy or truly grateful or thankful for something. I mean, I started it off with a quote about gratitude, what gratitude is, and I just write random things, really totally random. My fluffy children who love me unconditionally. That's Betty, Bert, Splodge and Nibbles, the guinea pig and the rabbit. Having my husband coming through the door with a smile and a hug just for me. Just things like that. And that's probably you probably kind of think, well, that's a bit of a pointless exercise, but you know that at the time, this really meant something to me, and for what what you're kind of going through at that time. So a quick little one-liner in there, and if you're feeling blue, you can just pick it up and read through it and go, actually, yeah, I've got a husband who loves me really much, very much, and I've got four fluffy kids who love me very much, and it just kind of makes you feel really happy and really grateful. So next one, I told you I have quite a lot. Then these are only my current journals and notebooks. So I've got boxes full of stuff because I've been keeping a journal since I was a teenager, even before that actually, and they're all boxed up because we're hopefully moving house soon. And actually they'd be really boring and really cringeworthy. So I'm just showing you like the current ones. And you know, I'm recording this video. It's the middle of May 2013. And so this is where I'm currently at. So this one's really pretty. I don't think it's quite shiny. Avoid it's Chinese. And I read quite a lot of books as well as being quite an arty person. And I decided to kind of, I mean, already on my arty blog I do book reviews for arty books, and I've started to video those as well, so I'm releasing those. And I kind of thought I read so many books that I would start doing the same. So I've set up another YouTube channel called Book Nook Chook, which I thought I'd do some sort of like more book related and book reviews on. So I've kind of just started this journal, and it's just to record the books that I've read, who they're by, when they were finished, and kind of my review of them. There's not really anything in there at the moment, but that's just gonna help me with my reviews. See, I told you I talk a lot. And I've got lots of journals. The next one is my journal, but it's not my journal, and that probably makes no sense at all. It's a journal that I keep, that I write in, just as you would any normal written journal, but it's of a fictional character that I made up. Just because it's another form of creativity for me, rather like the arting and the drawing and the painting. This is just a written expression. Now, I'm not a writer, and it's probably not very good, and people who are into writing probably just are probably like, what on earth is this about? But it makes me happy, and you know, I can kind of lose myself in someone else's world, someone else's character. So I just kind of write as if I were them. And I'll just read you an extract that I wrote, and it's not very good. So I wrote this on the 9th of April this year, 2013. I woke up to the most glorious sunshine today. It was beaming in through the cracks in the curtain. I can't even read my handwriting. I'll start again. I woke up to the most glorious sunshine today. It was beaming in through the cracks in the curtain, and I could feel the warmth spread across my face. That really set me up for the day, and I felt in a total state of joy and bliss. And it goes on, but it's not... it's... because it's make-believe, it's more interesting than, say, kind of the average person's daily life, because she kind of lives in a bit of a fantasy world, and things kind of, she can make things up and things happen. So it's a bit more interesting in that, but I'm not going to read you anymore because that'd be too long and too boring, and etc. I meditate quite a lot, and I get quite a lot of my ideas when I meditate. And I'm also fascinated by mythology and different religions and spirituality, and all religions and spirituality. I'm just really fascinated and interested, whether it's Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever. I'm really interested about it. And this journal is kind of my sort of spiritual journal. So, you know, so for example, I kind of doodle and I write in here whatever I kind of come across. You know, that's kind of just sort of like the compass, and kind of different what different angels represent in different points of the compass. So like east is the angel Raphael, and is represented by air. See, it's not very terribly exciting. It's just kind of different things I come across and find, like, you know, in different terms, different spirituality things. Like sunflowers supposed to represent healing in relationships, particularly male, apparently. And then like I just, you know, kind of write about my meditation and kind of where I feel I'm going and what I come across and things like that. It's really hard to explain, but it's probably really boring and I can't really find you anything that's particularly of any interest that you might want to read, because it's just kind of like a load of mumbo jumbo of my meditation and what ideas I get and where I go and all that kind of business. So that's that. And if you're not bored already, I'm on to my last one. As I said, we are moving house soon. Hopefully, having a few problems with the chain, but hopefully that will be soon. And I just started this sort of notebook journal for ideas and inspiration on decoration and decor, etc. It's really, really windy here, and that door is really banging, so I hope it doesn't show on the video. Here, audible on the video. So I'm just kind of like magazines and stuff, I'm just kind of cutting out and sticking in sort of different ideas and things, you know, and what have you. So yeah, so that's kind of it, and I hope I haven't bored you too much, and you found it interesting kind of learning a bit more about me and my journals. I'm just stacking them up so you can see them. Gotta lift them up because they're heavy. Ugh. Oh, I'm losing them. Losing the pile. There you go. It's all my journals. So yeah, let me know kind of what journals you keep, either like as a video response or in the comments on my blog. It'd be really nice to know, because I'm really nosy as well, and I like to know what everybody else does and yeah, and how you journal. So thanks for watching. Piggy Pogs, come inside. This is Bert. This is my male guinea pig, and he was just running up beside me. They live indoors. They have access outdoors, because I said I work from home, so they're always around, my little man, and he was just squeaking. So I thought I'd show you one of the other loves of my life.